Hello, this is Positive Vibes Enterprise. I am Tom Goodwin, and this is Michelle Ronquillo.
Hello, everybody.
And the subject today is psychic attacks, and that's something that I used to do a lot of dream interpretation, and a lot of time people will be sleeping and people will be invading their houses. And a lot of times it isn't just a dream. They feel presences or, and I mean, because when you're dreaming, you're a lot more connected to the spiritual energy around you, and you're also more vulnerable to it. And that's when you'll have dreams in which people will be invading your personal space, which is usually the house you're existing in, or it can even, anything that's really personal to you that the person um, doing something which to damage or mess with is a psychic attack in a way.
Yeah, sometimes the things that fuel psychic attacks is people's hate, judgment on you, maybe ridicule of things that you aren't doing that they think that you need to do. So it comes out as a psychic attack, and it's really energy that takes a zap and drains you.
And I mean, in a dream, what can happen is you can actually be attacked by a lion or a snake or some kind of image,
Yeah.
and that's how it will come across in the dream. And the thing is, you have to sort of like have a very spiritual warrior type
Yeah.
approach, which is what I would do. Is I would just use all my willpower and every bit of my energy, and I would fight and fight and fight to my last breath to
Yes.
overcome that thing in the dream. And by overcoming the thing in the dream, you're overcoming the emotions and the feelings that are negative stuff directed at you. You have to overcome the negativity, and
That's it.
and the thing is, you could say that in a sense, it's sort of like the negativity had been put into your being, and you have this negative thing you have to get out, and you have to fight to get the negativity out that the person projected onto you.
Yeah. And, the things to watch for is not to be a doormat, not to be so concerned on what others think about you or your walks in life. Also, the need to feel like you have to make everyone happy. Those types of things spread your energies and make you vulnerable to spiritual attacks and psychic attacks.
And some people take advantage of your neediness. In other words, some
Yes.
people have low self-esteem, and they want somebody to come and boost them up and make them feel better and all that stuff.
Yes.
And then there are these people that prey on those that have this insecurity and then manipulate it and take advantage
Yes.
of it. They'll be really nice and they'll say everything the person wants, but if they don't
Right.
get their way, they'll turn and they'll attack on the person and they'll try to
Make them feel guilty
and
or
make them feel really bad. So they sort of like, if you want to feel good, do exactly what I want you to do. So they get that controlling attitude, and that sets up psychic attacks right there.
exactly. Exactly. That's a pitfall right there. The bleeding heart, being naive in the energies that you give out. It is important to know that your energy that you give out is valuable. So when you look at it as valuable, you will be cautious of where you're putting your energies.
Invested into people that are worth it, people that are really
Exactly.
trying to improve and who are not into manipulating or draining your energy.
Right. And then there's also empathic people that feel energies and feel what other people are feeling. And that's also a, a warning of psychic attacks. You have to know your own feelings versus someone else's.
And you have to, an empath does not have to open up to everybody. They
Right.
can pick and choose who they will open up with. You got to have the control to say, I'm not
Exactly.
letting these emotions in. You have to have that hardness, that strength to say,
Yes.
you don't have the integrity that I want you to deal with you. You're not worth it. And one of the things is that um, you have to be careful who you allow to get really close to in your life,
Yeah.
because the people that you are closest to, and sometimes say the five closest people, have a lot to do with where you're at spiritually. They have a lot to do with your personality and everything, because they have a lot of impact on it. Now, that may not be true so much for a person like me, who can pretty well create its own energy by doing all this meditating and training, but it's true for an awful lot of people that don't have the time to do all the things I do, or they have other things that their talents need to go into, so they don't have the energy to do what I do.
Right. And it's important to watch people's actions. Um, there's that saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That saying literally will help you guard yourself from psychic attacks, because you know by the actions that people treat you if they're worthy enough for your energies. And not in an ego sense, just in a sense that who you are is valuable, and where you give your energies is also valuable, and then being aware of who is around you that is giving the respect and humble gratefulness of your energies is really important.
And you can get sick. You can get, I mean, there's a lot of diseases and all kinds of things that go wrong can be the result of people damaging your energy field. So you do have to
Yes.
be very careful. And that's where the willpower and the desire to survive becomes very important. You have to have that desire. I need to survive. And this person's messing with my
Yes.
survival. This person is doing things that it's making it so that I cannot focus on what really counts for me. That person damaging my focus, damaging my energy. I don't want anything to do with them. You have to have that
Exactly.
hard energy. We live in a backward world spiritually, where there's a lot of messed up people, and
Right.
you cannot be naive. You have to realize that, and you have to pick and choose very carefully.
Yes.
And I mean, I will work with people who are really in bad shape, that have all kinds of problems, but they have to have the right attitude. If they have the right attitude, I'll work with them no matter what state they're in, because you're supposed to, if you're advanced spiritually, you're supposed to be healing people. And so
Yes.
you're supposed to work with the people that need healing. So therefore you work with the people that have the biggest problems and need the most help, but they have to have the right attitude
They have to
and
do their
not be,
footwork.
and they cannot be trying to manipulate or take advantage of you. As soon as somebody starts getting manipulative or playing games
Yeah.
with you, goodbye.
There's boundaries. Everybody must put those spiritual boundaries just for your health, your spiritual health. It's just like anything else when you eat healthy or think healthy. Same thing, those boundaries are spiritual health that will guard you from psychic attacks.
And boundaries help other people. When you have boundaries, you're teaching other people boundaries. So if you have the right boundaries for yourself, it'll rub off on the other people you're working with. So
Yes.
that's why it's so important. It's a contagious thing to have good boundaries, and you want to make sure that, I mean, that's what character is built on, having the right boundaries,
That's
having.
right. And the voice to not be thinking, oh, well, I don't want to disturb anybody. No, you speak those boundaries, you hold those boundaries true to yourself. That makes you feel good and strong, a spiritual warrior. So that way, when people cross that line, you know, hey, warning bell, and you can tell them, you give them, three chances or one chance, or hey, that's it. The next time you do this and cross my boundary, you're out of my inner circle, because you have to keep guard.
And the thing is that a lot of times the boundaries may not necessarily be absolutely clear or easy to figure out, but that's where you have to develop your intuition. So you
Right.
intuitively know where the boundary is. In
Yeah.
other words, you see it on the spiritually, you see it. Like a lot of times in this world, there's a fence. You
Yeah.
see it and you know where the boundary is. It's not like you have to think about where
Right.
would the boundary be. There it is. I see it. So you train yourself, you do the meditation, you try to have spiritual theories that are connected with reality real well so you can see reality clearly, and then you get that sense for where the boundaries are.
Right.
It's just the same when you're working out or doing training. You have to know where the boundaries are, which if you go past them, you get injured. Well, that's the same thing with people. If you go past certain boundaries, you get injured, you get hurt. So you have to get that intuitive sense developed.
And also, you can start easy into this by just noticing how you feel around the others in your life. It could even be a son, daughter, mother. It doesn't matter. Just take a moment to really analyze and think about how you feel, how they make you feel. And then you can start with your boundaries and investigate why those things are there.
Yeah, really looking into yourself and understanding yourself, because you have to know this is my energy,
Yes.
this is not my energy.
Right.
And that has to do with really understanding yourself. So you have to really explore all the things of your past that you're hanging on to and all the emotions you have inside of you, and figure out what really counts for you, what's really the most relevant for you as a spirit.
Yes.
And then what's the most relevant, what's the highest priority, what counts the most is you.
That's right.
That's how you tell it's you, because it counts more than anything outside of yourself.
That's right. So, just remember that spiritual warrior, you are worthy of this. You are that person that can do this and make a difference in other people's lives. Because sometimes we're the anvil, and sometimes we're the hammer, and it's just a matter of the teacher, student, give, receive, and understanding inside, outside. That is a really good start in the journey of protecting yourself in psychic attacks.
This is Positive Vibes Enterprise. Thank you all for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, and thank you for everyone that has already been joining us. Please leave your comments. We'd love to hear them.
Thank you.